He's been breaking for 10 years straight, so you know he's here to stay.
Marge, get my stun gun.
The energy's a thriller, and the cards are always killer. Cheap fun breaks is the big league way.
All right, here we go. I got an email from a guy. I just saw it. He says, tell me where the card is I won during a Bowman break. What? That's all he told me. That was it. Not how he won it. I mean, I'm assuming it wasn't a group break spot. I'm assuming it was a prize. And not username, nothing. Just tell me where the card is I won. If that's as much information as you can give me, then my reply, which is to ignore you, is as much information that I'm going to give you back. Aquino. Probably worth $1. Scooball. Nice card for the Detroit Tigers. That might be the auto. Oh no, it jumps around a little bit. Well, I think I've got a box from 2 different cases, so that might be why. Yeah, it frustrates me. I don't like having to hunt down. Like somebody will say, where are my cards at? And that's all they'll tell you. So I don't know if they were in a break. I don't know if they're even talking to me. You know, they might be talking about a break from some guy on Twitter. Who knows? So then you've got to go and be like, well, could you share a little bit more information? Who are you? What are you talking about? I don't want to do that. Who wants to do that? Nobody. Nobody I know wants to do that. In your first message, say, hey, my name is such and such. My username is such and such. I was on such and such a platform, and this happened. And I'm just looking for tracking, confirmation it was shipped, such and such. Give me a date, give me a time, give me a username. Username is the most vital piece of information because with that I can pretty much find anything. But, help a cracker out. If you want my help, help me. And if you don't do it, I'm just going to hear about it later. Well, you'll be like, oh, I emailed him and he never responded. Yeah, what did your email say? Let's start with that. What did your email say? Because did it just say, me no have tracking? Then you still don't have it because I don't know who you are, what you're talking about. It drives me up a wall. Where I counted. See, that's a good piece of information, though. At least it gives me a username. But then he's been in a lot of breaks, so I need a little bit more than that. But I could actually go, just by his username, I could actually go and find every break he's in. And I could find every tracking that we have, right? And we've got tracking for everything up until, I think, the 13th is the break that we're shipping right now, that we're sorting and shipping right now, the 13th. So that'll be Monday. So anything from the 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th hasn't shipped. We still have those. But other than that, they're out. And if it's going first class, and a lot of packages go first class, if you don't have, too many spots, I can ship first class. And man, first class has taken 3 weeks to some places, and not even places far away, but especially places far away. Minnesota, Detroit, California, all those places are taking like 3+ weeks, and it'll sit somewhere, right? It'll sit somewhere. It'll say, the tracking will say on its way, if you're lucky, the tracking will say on its way to the next location. The worst is when tracking says waiting for item to be picked up, even though we shipped it 2 weeks ago. Those are bad because then they're like, tracking says you didn't ship it. Well, tracking probably says a lot of things. That doesn't make it true. So, yeah, I've had a lot of trouble with that one. Tracking says you haven't shipped it yet. Well, that just means they never scanned it when I dropped it off. I drop off 200 packages at a time, a lot of times they ain't scanning nothing I drop off. They'll even tell me, we're not scanning all this. You know, they just push it onto a truck, and then somewhere down the line, somebody else gets it, and they're like, we're not scanning all this either. And it doesn't get scanned till it gets to your door, and that might be 3.5 weeks later. But I still shipped it, 20 days ago. Yeah, it's crazy. Right now, shipping is crazy. I had a guy tell me he needed a refund. I was like, bro, it's only been 2 weeks. And he was like, well, how much time do you need? I was like, well, I shipped it within 3 days, but the post office needs all the time it takes. That's all I can tell you. I mean, some post office are shut down. Like, nobody's there. Nobody's home. Your mail is just in a bin. And nobody's even turned the lights on in 2 weeks. I don't know what to tell you. My stuff going to Minnesota is taking months. Canada, forget about it. I had a guy from Canada, and he was like, it says it's in Miami. He was like, why would it go to Miami when, that's in the opposite direction? And I was like, well, he was like, I told him, I said, Miami's customs. He was like, well, all my customs go through New York. I was like, well, New York's also customs, but it's not the only customs. And since I'm in Florida, my customs go out Miami. No matter where it's going, it still goes out through Miami. And he was like, well, none of my mail does that. And I was like, well, how many people are shipping to you from Florida? What's up, Timothy? I got you. You've got what? Do you have Yankees or is it White Sox coming up? I know you've got a team coming up. No, Jake doesnn't ever actually hound me at all, for the most part. I mean, his stuff just shows up, and he's like, yay. He doesn't. I sent something overnight, though, and the guy was like, I didn't get it. And I was like, well, when I ship overnight, sometimes I don't make the truck. You know what I mean? So I'll have shipped it overnight, but if it doesn't make the truck that day, it actually goes out the next day. So that might have been what happened, because sometimes we don't get to the post office until 10 p.m. and that truck leaves around 8 and 9. The express truck, priority truck, leaves earlier. So, that might be what happened. But most people are cool, but some people get really upset. And I'm like, I promise I'm shipping. When I say if I tell you I shipped it, Thursday, it really did ship Thursday, no matter what the tracking says. Phil. Hey, Phil, I made him go get your package the other day. So you had a package. It was just the typical double wrapped priority bubble mailer. You know what I mean? So it had one of the Houdini boxes, the branded boxes. And it was double wrapped. And they were like, I brought them out. 2 more for you, right? 2 more war nights. And they were like, well, we just shipped them. I was like, well, go get it. So they went and got it, and they were like, now we got to open it. I was like, why do you have to open it? Just leave it like it is, pack these up, and put it in a medium flat rate box and ship both of them. And it was like a light bulb had gone off. Like, wow, I didn't think of that. Well, that's because you're not thinking. I mean, nobody says you have to unpack something you've already done. I mean, it's already a full package. You know what I mean? It's not like we're going to fit these cards in and it's still going to ship bubble mailer. It's going to have to be a box at this point. So there's plenty of room in the box. Just package up the new cards. Leave this exactly like it is. He's not going to mind. Leave it exactly like it is. Add the new cards. Put it in a box and ship it out. I'm like, why am I explaining this to you? Don't I pay you enough for you to think this through? Cigar City Brewery. My wife says every time I meet somebody for a package that I'm never coming home. I met a guy in Tampa, and the only reason I did it is because his package was like $50,000. And so I met him in person, and I hand delivered it, and my wife was like, "You're never coming home." I was like, "We're meeting in broad daylight." I was like, "Why? Why do you think somebody picking up $50,000 in baseball cards is gonna suddenly try to off the breaker?" You know, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I got a lot of sleep, and I've had nothing to eat but coffee, which technically isn't eating, but you know, I got a lot of sleep. But shipping, man, shipping's a struggle because people get really angry. But no, it was the email. It was the email from the guy talking about, I don't know where my card is. Well, I don't know what card you're talking about, so I can't help you. Once you figure that part out, email me back. But I've got a card. I've got a card from a break Phil and I did. Man, it had to be months ago. And we gave this spot away. And Buddy only left an email. So I emailed him, and he never replied. Never replied. So I still have this card. I don't even remember what it was. All I remember is it was something he would really want. And we've got it. I don't know. It's probably in the shipping room. We've got it in a package, and it just says waiting for address. Eventually, I'll just give that to somebody else. You know, we'll do like a giveaway and give it to... And that's happened twice now with the Phil breaks. That's happened twice. We've had to give the card away. What? Ploof? What are you talking about? I missed the chat. White glove shipping with a knife. You know, I actually was like, should I have sent him that knife? If he cuts his finger, people are going to be really mad at me. Could you imagine the poor guy is opening a package, right? Cuts his finger, and then somebody takes a photo and posts it, and it's the branded knife. See you, Crack and Wax. You have a good one, brother. Appreciate you. Madrigal. That's a nice card for the White Sox. Nice card. Madrigal to 25. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. Giving stuff away is hard. They make it so hard. You know, it's like, it's $500. Why am I having to struggle to give it to you? That's the thing I hate. I hate that. All right, this should be the last auto. Logan Allen. Refractor auto. A lot of rookies. So Volpe and Logan Allen, no color. I think we were struggling to hit color in these last night too. I mean, there is color. There's gonna be color. It's just we haven't hit much. I think we hit a blue at one point, but that's it. All right. Bryant Packard, Andrew Vaughn. The problem with an Andrew Vaughn package, usually that's the only name I'll pull out. Julio, Kellenick. Actually, there's some nice ones in here. Michael Bush, Host, but you know, generally that's the only one I pull. Cooper Johnson, first Bowman. Matt Wallner, first rounder for the Twins. All right, let's look at the blue. You ready? We hit an orange of him last night. Oh, that's a big card right there. Hell yeah. For the Reds. I bet the guy with the Reds wasn't thinking he was going to get anything. Alex F. That's a big hit, bro. That is Nick Lodolo. 5 of 15, and he was 7th overall. Nick Lodolo, 7th overall pick. That's a big card. Congratulations. For the Reds. Nobody was looking for the Reds. They got the Reds. They were like, shit. All right, let's do the mega. $2019 Bowman Sapphire for $279. Is it draft, the one I just opened? That's about right. That's about going price for that. There's no autos though, if that's what it is. If it's 2019 draft, there's no autos. Yeah, Aquino's tough though. Aquino, you can't if you get the Reds, you're not going into it thinking, hey, I might get an Aquino, because I mean, what did we hit? We hit 4 Aquino autos in 150 cases. So that puts your odds at like 1 in 37.5. You know what I mean? It's just, it's a really tough. It's a tough pull. Miguel Amaya, blue. For the Cubs. Like in the last 51 cases, he got 1 Aquino. He got that printing plate, and that was it. That was his only Aquino. In the first 50, he got 3, I think. If I remember correctly, he got 3. Yeah, I think he might have been sat down, but don't expect that to last. I mean, the dude's gonna be pretty good, I think. I mean, you can't look at his 1 month where he hit all those home runs as being like, you know, typical, but he's got that kind of potential. Ah, there we go. Dominguez, big hit for JRN. Nice card, congratulations. Oh, yeah, there you go. 235 on StockX. That's much better. Julio. Duran for the Red Sox. Jack Carter, 87. Jack Carter used 3 different usernames. And I wasn't sure if it was like maybe his, you know, maybe some meant his son, some meant him, you know, like, so I kept him. I kept him. I was like, I don't know. Whatever. He'll still get them. They just might come in different shipments. That's a terrible auto. Colin Barber for the Astros. I mean, congrats, Mostown, but yeet. All right. 2 packs left. Alec Thomas. Wander Franco. And that's going to do it. That is break 6 from last night. Is that you, JRN? That's you? That's a good card. All right, so Colin Barber, Volpe, Wander Franco, Duran, Dominguez, Miguel Amaya, Andrew Vaughn, Williamson, Nick Lodolo, Logan Allen, Nick Madrigal, Volpe. That's a nice card, too. Keone Cavaco, Diaz, Dominguez Chrome, and Scooball for the Tigers. I really like that Lodolo. I wonder what that's worth. A gold Lodolo. My hands are shaking. I've only had coffee this morning, so my hands aren't very steady. There's nothing in my system but coffee. I don't know if you guys can tell. So you guys know I have an autistic godson, right? So I called him. Usually I get him on the weekends, but I called him and I was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "Nothing." I was like, "You wanna go get something to eat?" He was like, when? And I was like, well, you know, now. And he was like, well, that's not going to happen. I'm folding clothes. I was like, teaspoon. Just, hey, Mostown, I did not eat your card. Whoever says that lied. So I was like, when I say now, it doesn't mean I'm going to materialize at your house. It's just still going to take me 15, 20 minutes to get there. He was like, oh, okay. Okay, so 6. This is break 6. Saving your video. I need a NOS. NOS has a lot more caffeine. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit that bell for notifications. If you enjoyed what you watched, smash the like button. And if you're looking for a great group break, remember.
Oh my
He's
gosh.
been breaking for 10 years straight. Who knows what he'll pull today? Cheap fun breaks is the big league way.
This has been a production of CFB TV.